Evening, Mark.
Hello, mate.
You alright?
Alan Pascoe.
30th of December, last training session of the year. I'm guessing the boys are buzzing after the what the National League have called the Boxing Day Massacre. But they can't wait to play again. Everybody fit and well?
Yeah. We're in a good place, obviously. Great result, Boxing Day. But it's one we could afford to dine out on, really, because that spectacular. It would have been foolish to sort of say it's 3 points to 3 points only. I thought it was great to do that in front of a bumper crowd, and the boys giving them a further confidence boost off the back of the win at Oxford. Boys returning all over the place, and we're getting stronger and stronger. So just really delighted with the performance on Boxing Day. Really,
cool.
Just the energy levels of the boys, and just the patterns and a lot of things look good.
Yeah, and the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, just brilliant. We saw it against Welling down here, where out of nowhere we had 1,100. It was our first home game for a while, and we obviously do a lot of initiatives as well, and they're bearing their fruit, which is great.
Absolutely.
Fantastic 2,000 crowd, highest ever for a league game, and in those situations, what goes through my head straight away is I know that if they have a good day, that they'll come back. So
I was going to say it's 2,000. It was 8-0 in front of 2,000 people. That's better than 8-0 in front of 500, isn't it? You need the performances when you've got the crowds to make sure they come
exactly, mate. And many people do come back. So, and obviously we must appreciate that having bought a good travelling contingent there, and that's always really appreciated because they're putting money in other clubs' pockets, and I hope our fans do the same down at their place on Sunday.
Alfie obviously had a great day. A hat trick of assists, so he was involved in 6 of the goals, and a bit of banter with the Hammond fans. I think he enjoyed that, didn't he?
Yeah, listen, I think I'd like to think. I mean, listen. First of all, I mean, they've all bought plastic snakes, and they're all singing Alfie as a see you next Tuesday, right on kick-off.
And bundles of fake money they were throwing.
Loads of money, and Alfie's got his family in the stand, and his grandparents and his sister. So I see Alfie's face because Alfie's a nice lad. There's not many in non-league football you just say that he's a nice lad, Alfie. I saw his face. He had this sort of little nervousness about him as they're sort of singing, here's a see you next Tuesday, But of course that would have just been, that's them trying to rattle him or whatever. I know he's really popular with many of the true Hammond fans because he's a player that would have given his all for them as he does for us.
There was quite a lot of them applauding, wasn't there? I know some of the videos.
Yeah, so it's just a small bunch that thought, right, he's going to get into that. And I'd like to think that bunch are manly enough, if they are men, to go, fucking hell, he'd give us back, do you know what I mean? And I think he definitely he gave him it back, gave him a bit of stick, and I think in that situation that's what he should do. But I'd like to think they take it in the way it's intended. And I think they did, to be fair. I saw a lot of their comments and that, and I think they were sort of like having a bit of fun with the fact that he's sort of done them up. But
he'll get a warm welcome on Sunday, won't he?
Of course he will. But listen, it's just one. That is a situation where it's just one game, and he's had a great game. He's really forgetting the Hammond connection, and he might go down there and have the worst game of his life on Sunday. You don't know, do you? But it's not about Alfie really in terms of these performances. He's been great all season. Jason's been injured. Jason's played the best part of 4 league games. He's had to lead the line. He's had to learn how to lead the line and mature a little bit. And his goals record is
fantastic,
speaking volumes now. And he's progressing. Do you know what I mean? So that's what he should be the most pleased with, and that's what I'm the most pleased with.
So I just mentioned Sunday. We face Hammond again, obviously. They're going to be hurting. They're going to be up for revenge, aren't they? How do you ensure that the boys are in the right mindset and they're ready to go again on Sunday, and they don't go walk onto the pitch thinking, "No, we've already won this, and it's going to be another 8"?
To be honest, mate, I just think it's like they're in a very, very good form, and they're looking really fresh as well. So I don't really think I've got my job is too big, really. I'm not going to dress it up to be anything else other than what it is, which is just another league game. We've barely played half our games. I don't even know. I can't think it's even
17,
half.
isn't it? 17 or 40 so far.
Yeah. So I mean, it is just another game. We'll obviously fancy our chances. You know, we definitely feel like we're playing better football, but in this league, you are always up against it, away from home. You know, Paul Doswell, I thought, handled the situation really, really well, really professionally. Everything I've read and heard, he's just owned it. He's owned it. They've owned it as a club, and I don't really think, to a degree, I don't really think clubs owe anybody apologies ever, because whilst I would probably do the same thing. Don't get me wrong, I think we would, but equally, the amount of blood, sweat, and tears people put into clubs, and I'm sure. Well, I know Doz is the same, you know, his role in the club, and Stuart who runs it with him, and Derek Pope and that. There's a lot of people down there that put a lot of blood, sweat and tears into the club, do you know what I mean? So I've had bad day.
It's a one-off fluke, wasn't it? So.
Exactly. It's a bad day at the office for them, and you know, they'll be looking to get something out of Sunday, but you know, obviously we're going there very confident, and we're going there in good form. And that's off the back of the last 3-4 games.
Yeah, it was coming, wasn't it? So,
yeah.
Okay, I'm sure your biggest disappointment of last year, or this year, sorry, was not getting promotion. What was your highlight of the year? Was it a case of saving the best till last and Sunday's 8-0, or have you another highlight in your mind that sticks out?
Yeah, tough question really. I think it's hard to have a highlight when you on the field. If you're talking on the field,
yeah,
highlights,
yeah,
it's hard really. I mean. We've got the furthest we've ever got in the FA Cup. We've got to our highest ever position in club history this year, and we are a club that tends to produce a lot of firsts every year. I guess maybe because we're young as well, we're not an old club. But you know, we've had some great firsts there. But of course, it will be tinged with the disorganisation, with the league being called off. And in particular, just the manner in which that happened, because, you know, clubs, you know, didn't want to play on. I'm sure, if the boot was on the other foot, they would have voted.
It was financial reasons rather than football reasons, wasn't it?
So that was a shame to see, but we have to forget that now. We have to forget that really. I think we've been in this league, this is our third season, not completed one yet. We finished in the semi-finals of the playoffs, beaten in the last minute in our first season. The second one called off, you know, we were top and looking really strong, I thought. And this year now we're finishing the year with a bit of a wet sail and in a close league. So, you know, I think the highlight really is that we can, on the field, we can just keep that momentum. Really, that's the bottom line.
And as chairman, what's your highlights off the field for Dorking Wanderers? I mean, obviously the ladies, they've really achieved. Callum Best has come on board. That's a great thing for the club. Social media, just unbelievable figures. The club's just growing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the supporters and sponsors, that, you know, without them, I'm not going to be that fool that says, you know, oh, we've gone out of business. We would have gone out of business, but I'm sure us as a committee and all of us would have had to find the money somewhere or finance it somewhere. But the supporters and sponsors, when shit hit the fan, said, keep my money and I'll give you more money next year as well, you know, for season tickets or sponsorships, and that, you know, speaks volumes.
Incredible loyalty.
Yeah, massive loyalty. I mean, listen, many clubs had people and sponsors do the same thing, but I thought we had a huge amount of people that backed us. So I really appreciate that. The fans' loyalty is massive. I remember being at Tunbridge this year and we were having a bad time and getting clapped off the field, and the fans have been incredibly loyal, really, and that's just getting better and better. But I think the best thing the club's done, which has been forgotten, is built the ground up.
Yeah.
Like, because Chris Lee, Jason Betts, yourself, Adam, you know, there's a team of people in the club that behind the scenes we wouldn't operate without. We had to finance the project to increase the capacity and deliver it literally during the pandemic. I mean, to the point where the building was something like 10% through in March 2020 when the pandemic first hit, then got paused for 7 months. you know, we had to find all the routes we had that were due to finance it, we didn't have. So, you know, and we have to thank the Surrey FA as well, you know, for helping us through that whole situation, and Mulvale District Council as well. And it is really the bigger picture, and that is, you have to step back and look at the bigger picture. We could now, if we were fortunate enough, we could now get promoted, and you know, and you know,
structures
we've,
there.
yeah, we've now got the, you know, the kind of comfort of that, and that was a lot of work done by the board, a lot of work, and a lot of ducking and diving in terms of finances and how we're going to get through and how we're going to pay for things. So that's got to be the off-field highlight, mate.
Okay. And what's your hopes for 2022? Obviously, promotion will be lovely, but there's other aims, I'm sure, that you've got, other hopes for the year.
Yeah, I mean, we want to finish in the playoffs. I mean, we've said all season we want to get a home playoff game. It's a really tight league, but something tells me it won't be tight in about 6 weeks, if I'm honest. And I'd like to think, I hope that we're part of that part that's not tight.
Yeah.
I don't think the league's had enough games played necessarily.
You think there'll be a bit of a breakaway pack?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think if you look at the volume of games coming up, I think that you're either going to put yourself in the mix or not in the next kind of 4-6 weeks. So, yeah, we want to just kind of try and be in that sort of home playoff territory. I think it's just, to win a league, you've got to have an exemplary season. Has that passed us by with the huge injury issues we had? A lot of drop points with playing, you know, 11, 12 players and filled up with kids and whatnot. But I don't know. But we're good enough. We're good enough, and we'll have to stay lucky on the field and keep fit. But we definitely want to try and deliver a home playoff game this year if we can. And then, you know, what I am looking at is, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'm looking at next season. I feel like it's going to be a lot more normal next season. I think this year, coming off the back of the season that was very challenging for a lot of clubs. Yeah. Everything was different. The enthusiasm of the teams that hadn't played was different. The money knocking about in the league was different because of all that funding. And I just feel like an ordinary season.
Yeah, you know, and you'll know what you'll be investing in almost. You can see it.
I think it'll go back to kind of where it was really. But there's a whole load of football to play, starting to happen, and we've obviously got a lot of games coming up in January and Feb. Yeah. Going to be some highs and lows, but we're in a good place. We're in a really good place, and we've had to graft really to be where we are.
Okay. Finally, just New Year's message for the fans, the volunteers, the sponsors.
Well, I know it's easily said, but we honestly couldn't do it without the board, the committee, the sponsors, the supporters,
season ticket holders, obviously.
Yeah, season ticket holders, and the volunteers who, you know, go around picking up litter after the game, and you know, for nothing else but the cause. And we honestly could not operate without them. So, and we've also had a really good year in our relationship with the Surrey FA. You know, as essentially our sort of part landlord in terms of our relationship here, and that's really helped us as well. So I just think it's been a tough 12 months. I know I'm saying this as if COVID's finished, and it's not. But we hope that, you know, we're going to come out of that and it's not as bad as it was.
We won't be having the same conversation in 12 months' time.
Yeah. But no, I think just, you know, appreciate everyone following us and supporting us, and we've had to shout our mouth off a lot. But you know, we're not wallflowers as a club, and you know, we sort of speak up for what we speak up for, you know. But no, we're just very blessed to have all these people around us in the different guises, and you see what it meant to a man and a woman and a child going home on Boxing Day with that 8-0 win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was just seeing the smiles and that, and the buzz was unbelievable. And we've got that in the locker room.
Good, brilliant. Well, hopefully some of that 2,000 odd will turn up at Havant on Sunday. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, they followed their team here. We need to do the same. Go down there and look forward to enjoying it.
Brilliant. Thanks, Marc. Happy New Year.
Cheers, back. Happy New Year.